Good afternoon, class. My name is Dr. Robert Belli. I'm going to be your professor for this healthy informatics class that we're going to launch here in the spring. And just wanted to spend a couple of minutes, not going to take long, to go through the syllabus, go through the video, introducing the syllabus, introducing myself if you haven't had me for class in the past. But what we're going to do in this health informatics class, it's not going to have a textbook per se. I'm going to use journal articles talking about biomedical health informatics, history of health informatics, look at some of the potential job opportunities. I'm going to spend some time going through coding and billing and life of a healthcare claim and how to fill out a medical claim form, how to fill out an institutional claim form, what the different, field or form locators on those claims imply and how they're used, both on the provider side and on the health plan side or on the payer side. Because again, if any of you have had me for the health econ class that I taught, I guess in the fall, there's a healthcare coin setting out there, and the struggle right now is between providers and payers, and they're struggling over that coin. And again, everybody's trying to maximize something as they struggle over that financial coin. And then on top of the payers and the providers, you've got policymakers kind of sitting on top of, looking down and trying to determine, what's policy going to look like. And so understanding just the fundamentals of informatics and how the data is important and how the data feeds into it, and what a data repository looks like, and what type of software packages are available to analyze the data. And you're hearing a lot about, especially in healthcare, about big data. We're going to spend some time talking about big data. We're all going to spend some time talking about AI. What's AI's impact going to be like on healthcare informatics or on health informatics? So it's going to be more of a hands-on, help you understand the fundamentals of the data segment of health or healthcare or medical care, depending on what kind of terminology you're most comfortable with, and how those data, those bytes of data feed into, and it's not just informatics or, medical informatics or, business intelligence. We may touch on some of the framework of business intelligence and feed it in here as we go along. But it is what drives both the provider side of the house, it drives the payer side of the house, and it's also going to drive policymakers and what those individuals, not only in DC at the federal level, but what the individuals at the state and local level are looking at as we move forward. And when I talk to individuals about health informatics, there are a multitude of professional opportunities out there right now in health informatics. And it's not just on the provider side, the payer side, policymakers. There is a group of professionals, and they are consulting industries that are consulting not only on the provider side, but the payer side. You've got benefits administrators that entities that individuals work for. Their role is to understand the healthcare information that is fed to them by the health plans or fed to them by the providers, and how that health information impacts the workers. And it's going to be a driver. It's been a driver in the past. It's going to be really a driver going forward as to how these benefit administrators at especially large companies, how they go about purchasing what they call member contracts. Whether they go and they purchase their member contracts from United or Aetna or Cigna or one of the Blues or Is it Anthem? Is it Centene? I mean, just a huge number of health plans out there, and individuals, especially at the employer group level, are trying to minimize healthcare costs, and they are taking a long, hard look at what kind of benefit plans to purchase either directly from provider groups or purchase via health plan or even purchase through government entities. So there's a lot of moving parts. And one thing that I've always found extremely difficult is depending on which health plan I've worked for, and I've worked for several over the years, is when I hire individuals to come in and take a position within the health plan, there is a definite lack of understanding how health plans work, how health systems work, how to tie the economic aspects of one back to the other. And I've always had to spend an inordinate amount of time in my positions trying to educate and train and get these individuals up to speed. And you'll find as you go from one health plan or one payer group to the next, or even one government entity, you may be analyzing data with SAS or business objects or Cognos or R or Power BI. So there are a lot of software packages out there that we're not going to get into much detail on those or much depth because you will be taught how to code or how to extract the information once you get into your position. What's going to be important is for you as an individual, and as we build your human capital and populate that toolbox that we hope we can help you build and move forward with, is do you understand the information or the data points that you're going to have to use to do your coding? I'll take Blue Cross Blue Shield, my last full-time position before I went back into consulting. I had a med-econ team that worked for me. And those individuals, great programmers, great coders, but they didn't understand the data. And I spent a lot of time just trying to get them up to speed to understanding the data, because if you've got junk coming in, runs through your black box on code, you're still going to have junk going out the back door. So that's why we're going to spend the majority of this class just trying to get our arms around, trying to help you build that toolbox that you're going to need to understand how health informatics works, what data points are going to be significant as you move forward. And again, we'll touch briefly on data repositories, big data, artificial intelligence, give you an idea of some of the software packages that are out there. But you'll pick all of that up once you get into the company that you go to work for. The key to it is having a foundation that you can take to that company with you. Pretty much the rest of this syllabus is pretty straightforward. It goes through the coding scale or the grading scale, and it's a grading scale that seems like most professors at Fisk use. There's going to be 2 quizzes, each be worth 10 points apiece. Going to be a midterm worth 30, a final worth 30. And last but not least, you're going to have the opportunity to accrue 20 points towards your final score of 100 points by watching videos that I'm going to publish to YouTube that follows along with each of the modules that I break out. So I provide a module a week on a weekly basis, except I think we skip spring break, and I'm probably going to use the week of the midterm as kind of a catch-up. But there will be videos out there, and you have a potential of 20 points from those videos, and the way those 20 points will be calculated, and this is extremely important for you to understand, because I had some undergraduate students last semester that just had a really difficult time getting their arms around the calculation piece. They finally got it, but But if they had understood the concept a little earlier, they might have done a better job with the video. So as you watch the videos that I post, and I don't know how many they're going to be because I don't have them all recorded yet and posted, but let's say there's, just for estimation or calculation purposes, let's say there's 40 total videos. Well, let's say there's 50 total videos. And if you watch 25 of them, comment on the videos, sign your first and last name to the comments, and you've got to do that for me to count them, because otherwise, when I go into YouTube and go into the analytics, if I can't find you by your first and last name on the comment, YouTube's not going to count you, as you're not going to be able to accrue that you watched and comment on the video. The other thing to do that some of my undergraduates did last semester is they waited, for whatever reason, until the last couple of days of class to jump in there and try to comment on all these videos. And I think it was a glitch in YouTube, in whereby YouTube thought they were robots because they were in there doing all of these comments all at once. And they didn't count some of the videos that they commented on. So pace yourself. It's important to pace yourself, just because you want to watch the videos to understand what we're talking about in class. And especially make sure you watch the videos that I post for the 2 quizzes, the midterm and the final. But again, let's say there's 50 videos. Let's say you watch 25 of them. That's going to give me a ratio of the videos you watch over the potential number of videos. And if you watch 25 and there's 50 potential, that gives me a value of 0.5. I will take that 0.5 and multiply it by the 20 potential points, and you'll get credit for 10 points on the video. So if you only watch half the videos, you only get 10 points rather than 20, and you're already starting yourself out in a hole. So the best you could do, if you were perfect on the quizzes and the final midterm, best you could get is 90. Now, granted, a 90 is an A minus, and that may be, from a marginal perspective, something you'd be happy with, but trust me, I think I've had, since I've been teaching at Fisk, I've had one student in the classes that I've taught that scored a perfect score on the quizzes, the midterm, and the final. So not a great statistic for anybody making the assumption that they're going to score a perfect score. But anyway, just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that. It is an asynchronous class. My office hours are by appointment, so reach out to me through Bulldog Mail. Reach out to me, through, you can do it through Canvas. Say, hey, I've got some questions. Can you set up a Zoom meeting? And I'll schedule a Zoom meeting, and we'll kind of talk through your questions or your issues. Anything else that you need, again, reach out to me via email, and I'll see you, at least start loading some information this weekend, and we'll be ready to hit the ground starting the week of January the 8th. Thank you.